Let me tell you something. To say that I'm excited about the next year, I wish there was a bigger word for that, because I truly am. You know, I'm 64 years old. I have stood on a lot of stages that are pretty cool, but I've never stood on one that's this cool. I've been in the industry for 39 years. I've had no greater honor than to be able to serve as president. I mean, I take this honor very, very seriously. And I'm going to have fun, and I hope all of y'all have as much fun as I do. You know, because this wasn't a dream I ever dreamt. It wasn't a prayer I ever prayed. It just happened. I didn't get engaged thinking, I'm going to be president one day. It just happened. You remember the bumper sticker a few years ago that every car in America had on that said, just shit happens? Well, I am a perfect testimony of that. It just happens, and I'm standing right here, right now. So that's the truth of that bumper sticker. You know, when I first started thinking about 2019, I went to every past president that I've served with. I said, give me one thing that you think I should do going forward. What should I, what's one thing? They said, well, be yourself is what most of them said. And Kevin put it a little, I thought a little sweeter. He said, don't lose the essence of Wayne Gono. Oh, wow, okay. That should open some doors. Don't be yourself. That's kind of scary, because I'm not normal, because I look at it like this. Nobody ever remembers normal, so I don't want to be normal. And I took that to heart. I thought, okay, that's pretty cool. Be myself. Now, my family's going to be freaking out about right now, because they say, you can give me an audience, you can give me a microphone, but not at the same time. Because you don't know what he's going to do or what he's going to say. And there's definitely a bit of truth to that. There's two times. They said that, well, they need to get to know you. Most people in the room don't. Probably 20% of people do. There's two things I'm going to tell you about myself. You're going to hear these two things, and you're going to wonder, what in the world does that have to do with you being president or plastics or anything? And in my heart of hearts, it has everything to do with my leadership ability and just who I am. First of all, I am a Christian. All right? I believe God's word. I study it. I'm in it every day. I live my life, and I run my company, and so does our family, by the standards, the precepts, and the concepts of the character of God that I come to learn. I've got a great relationship with Him through His Son, Jesus Christ. That's first and foremost. Now, I won't turn this into I'm not going to turn this into a Sunday morning sermon, although I could, but I won't. The second thing you need to know about me is the fact that I love my wife. This goes back to 1972. Yes, that's my hair. That's my movie clothes, even back then, the platform shoes. I laugh at this picture every time I see it. So we started dating in 1972. We dated for 5 years. That took us to 1977. So, like the golf, so we just celebrated our 41st wedding anniversary. 41st now that's the look my wife will always give me. She gives me that look when I'm doing things that she doesn't think I should be doing, so if I looked at her and could find her, that's what she'd be looking at. It would probably be worse. But here's what that's pretty monumental, would you say? 41 years. In America, when almost 60% of marriages fail, 41 years is a milestone. But let me add a layer to this. Of those 41 years, we have worked together 39 of those 41 years. Most of my male friends say, man, that is the perfect storm for divorce. And it hasn't always been easy. There's been a lot of times it's been really tough. When we first got put into leadership, before we bought the company, when we first got into leadership, our company was not in good shape. And we didn't know it wasn't in good shape, because I was in outside sales, she was in part-time accounting, but not part of the accounting that could tell you where the company was. So when we took over, we had to roll our sleeves up, dig in, and figure out, because we didn't know what we were doing. We called on the mentors and coaches that we'd had all of our lives. We got counselors. We surrounded ourselves with some amazing staff people. Many of them are still with us, and got us to where we could take this company from, I won't say the big brink of bankruptcy, but it just was in a hellhole. And we had 7 years of hell on earth, worried about their sleepless nights we're going to make payroll. It wasn't fun for probably 6 or 7 years. We had external, outside things going on. It was ugly for a long period of time. Then everything started turning. We started investing in people, products, property, equipment. Everything started humming after, I'd say, about the 10th or 11th year of us being in charge of the leadership. Well, you know what? The worst thing that an entrepreneur can do, or that a business owner can do, is get happy and complacent. Well, we did. Quite frankly, we were happy where it was going. We did any better. We've had 10 years of life sucking. Now we really like to sit back and relax a little bit. Well, guess what? Here comes the third generation of business. And I don't know if you know this fact or not. I read this in Forbes magazine about a month ago. Less than 30% of businesses in America that are family-owned will successfully transfer leadership and our ownership from first to second generation. Less than 50% of those 30% are going to be able to transfer it from second to third, and less than 10% of those will go from third to fourth. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got a legacy here that we're not willing to give up on. We want this to go to the fourth generation. Well, the kids came into the business, and they started asking us questions we have not asked each other in a decade. Shame on us. Pointed, great, unbelievable questions. We're like, dang, these are good questions. Where have we been and what have we not been doing? My son said, Dad, we need to make plastic sexy. Okay, I kind of got that. He says, and I want to take the company where we disrupt our marketplace and we disrupt our industry. Like, okay, I'm with you there. I don't quite understand all about that, but Patsy and I were wise enough to step aside and say, come on, you third generation, get going. So now my son's the CEO, my daughter's the CFO. Patsy and I pretty much moved aside, and trust me, they're kicking butt. I work with a lot of 20-year-olds. 64 years old, you know how cool that is? I hope you've got a lot of millennials in your company because they are absolutely amazing, but they do function a little bit differently. I mean, look at my title, Visionary Chief Networking Officer. Okay, I get it. We've got two visionaries in our company, Chad's one of them and myself. Now, all visionaries really do is we're looking to the future. So we have a written 3, 5, 7, 10-year business plan. All right, so we're looking to the future, but we're passionate about that future today. We're not waiting for the future to get here. We're working on that now. Chief Networking Officer, for most of my adult life, I've always said, gosh, I would love to have a job that paid me to make friends. Because I love people. And now I've got one. I get paid big bucks to go out and make friends all the time. And it is a load of fun. Patsy says you're the only one I know, other than Mitchell Pollock, that can make a friend on a 3-floor elevator ride. Well, it takes me 6. He can do it in 4. But it's fun. It's exciting. I mean, being with these kids is unbelievable. But remember, we had a sucky time for a long, long time until where we were is why we're here today. Why I'm standing here. Probably 30 some odd years, we were a member of this association. And guess what? We did nothing. We would go to a convention only if it was in a cool city and I thought our family would enjoy it and it was a vacation. That's a wrong way to look at membership in this association. But we did that for a long time. After Patsy and I, we bought the company, I started looking and saying, you know what? I need to look at this. I need to figure out what is IAPD, because I really didn't know. I'd only done conventions. So I went to a leadership conference in Atlanta. I think it was 2012. I didn't know anybody. I just thought I'm going to show up there to see what this is all about because I didn't know. So I took a step and said, okay, I'm going to go figure this out. I got to the hotel, got out of my car, I heard my name being called. And I'm like, I don't know anybody here. It was Jamie. And so I went to this meeting with a really piss-poor attitude of what I was going to get out of the association. I didn't think I was going to get anything. So I didn't have a very good attitude when I got there. When this young lady called my name out, she didn't know me. I knew who she was. How she knew who I was, I had no idea. But my idea of the association ticked up a couple beats. She knew me. And I thought, that's the president. What did she do to know me? And thank you. So I went to those meetings with a little bit different attitude, but not a great attitude. So I spent the whole day in the meetings. I went back to my hotel room that night, and I sat there thinking, okay, this is not anything like I expected. These leaders of this association, these leaders in our industry, they have a passion for the association, for the industry, for their business. And this is the part that shocked me. They seem to care about my business and me as a leader. They wanted to develop me and make my company better. Now, That seemed weird to me because these are competitors, but they're willing to work with me. That just didn't, my friends don't get that. They're outside this industry. So I thought, well, okay, later that evening I sit laying in bed and think, you know, it makes sense because if I get better as a leader, my company gets better. If my company gets better, the industry gets better. Our market gets better. If that gets better, the industry gets better, as does the association. It becomes perpetual. You can back that up. The association is really good, the industry is good. Then the market becomes good. Then the company becomes good. Then the leader becomes good. So pouring into this, oh my gosh, it's totally changed me as a leader. It's changed me as a man. I think it's changed me as a husband. Shockingly so. I don't get it. So I went back to Dallas, told our team, and they were like, you know, you're the face of the company. You go. I said, do me a favor. One person. Just go to do something. If you come back and you say there's no value in this, I'll never say a word to anybody. I'll just do it. Sent Ed Rowland. He came back as excited as Ed can get. If you don't know Ed, he doesn't get very excited very easily. He says, you're right. We've been missing something. I said, okay, great. Today we have 6 or 8 people. We're a small distributor, but the value's there. Because I had people telling me that all this association is going to want is your time and your money. Well, I am on enough boards of volunteer, heavily driven associations in Dallas to know you're darn right that's what they want. And if I see the value, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to put my money, my passion, my time in what I see as value in anything, any organization I'm involved in. If I find it worthwhile, I'm going to get engaged in it. Well, here I stand. This isn't an expense, people. This is an investment. It's an investment in my future. I believe it's an investment in your future. If you're here, it's an investment. So don't take that lightly. And engagement is the direct path to value. I assure you that. Now I'll define engagement with, it's just an arrangement to do something. Now understand too, engagement is different for everybody. Everybody in this room is not going to be standing here and giving the year that I'll get to give as president. I get it, you can't. Mark Kramer last year. Okay, Mark Kramer got to Paul Davis award married last year. Mark wasn't involved on a bunch of committees. You didn't see him a lot. You saw him. You knew who he was. A pillar in our industry. So he was the CEO of Laird Plastics, for those of you that don't know that. But what he did do is he encouraged the Laird people to get involved and get engaged. So if you're sitting in that C-suite and you can't get involved, encourage your people to get involved. Because it'll change your company. I am not kidding you, it'll change your company. So he got that. So I thought that was kind of cool, because I really hadn't thought about it like that. So what's in it for you if you get engaged? Everybody says that the number one thing they come here for is networking. Okay, I get that. But you know what? That's service stuff. You might find a new supplier. You might find you're going to find out, but that's very surface. You need to step in. You need to take that one step. If you, wherever you're standing today, take the next step and say, okay, let me dig in a little deeper here to figure it out. Network is wonderful. I tell you, it's not everything. I mean, the mentoring, unintentional and intentional that goes on within this group. I've got one quick story. My son, our CEO, Kevin Short, the CEO, I got a small distributor and a large distributor. We had an event in Dallas. The two of them sat in our backyard around a fire pit and talked business for an hour and a half.
Good wine.
And good wine. You always have good wine in my house. But, I mean, you think about that. Where are you going to get that? You're going to walk in the door and Paul and say, you know, I don't know anybody here, but can I meet with your CEO and just talk some business stuff? It ain't going to happen. But you know the value of being able to sit down like that? These people up here in the blue jackets, the board members I serve with, pillars in this industry as far as I'm concerned, they're heroes to me as a small distributor. And I get to serve side by side, rub shoulders with them, glean things from them. Do you know how valuable that is? Where are you going to get that outside of these walls? Trust me, nowhere. It doesn't exist. So engagement, value, you're darn straight. 2 things I want to talk about. 4 things I'm very passionate about. Government relations. I don't like politics, and I don't like politicians. Or I haven't. Now, yes, I'm saying that in Washington, D.C. Went to a fly-in. Totally changed my perspective. I mean, I got more of how the political system works. I saw how the politicians, how much they work. I mean, I learned so much on that fly-in. I mean, I'm sitting in Ted Cruz's office. I'm sitting in John Carlin's office. I'm sitting in Kenny Marchant, who is a local congressman. I have dinner with Eddie Bernice Johnson sitting right next to me, and we're visiting, we're talking. People, if you have not done a fly-in, and we just have like 15, we need at least 30. So please look at doing that. Next thing I'm really passionate about, and Karen DeBard, Kim Reddick, thank you for doing the Women in Plastic. I want to talk to the C-suite guys right now, and ladies, those executives. People, we don't have enough women in leadership, I think, in our businesses, and I don't know everybody's business, but we don't have enough women in this industry, in this association, that are in leadership roles. This, Women in Plastic, I think is building them up. Because one of our biggest responsibility as a leader is develop other leaders. And this is doing it, because I promise you, God wired different for women than men. They bring something to the table that men just can't bring. Sorry, guys, but it just doesn't. So I love that initiative, the Women in Plastic, because I want to see it raised up. And I think we as owners, C-suite executives, you need to look at people, women in your employ, and say, you know what? I think that gal could be something. And I would say, pour into them. Just mentor them. Find them something that will make them a better leader. And again, this is experiences that you can't buy. This is exposure. This is not expense. It's an investment. And it has helped our company so much. And all I did was I took one step, and then I took another step. That's our future right here. If you're a leader, or you think you're a leader, or you want to be a leader, these are the characteristics that any organization is going to be looking for. So just pour through those. If you think that's in you, and you're sitting on the bench and you've got any of these characteristics, talk to somebody. Talk to anybody within your company or meetings. Because, gosh, I just want us to make a difference. And I think the intellectual capital and the functional expertise is sitting right out here, but there's too many of them sitting on the bench and not engaged and not involved. So I'd say let's make a difference. Find just one thing, one. And just, if you're passionate about it, get involved. Encourage your upcoming leaders to get involved. Now I'm going to talk about what really touches me. I'm going to try to be really, really fast here. Turning acquaintances into friendships. I could get emotional here because I did not get involved in this thinking that I would come out with some amazing friendships that I have. Ladies and gentlemen, the greatest gift we've got on this planet is friendships. And these people here, I know for a fact, if something were catastrophic were to happen to me or were to happen within our company, these people